Ambassador Zethka of the Crystalline Consortium stared at the holographic display with what could only be described as bewilderment, though her species lacked facial expressions that could properly convey such emotion. The data streams flowing across her workspace should have been routine. Another planetary survey report, another classification update for the Galactic Hazard Database. Instead, she found herself questioning the fundamental nature of reality itself. Computer, verify. These readings, she commanded, her crystalline voice chiming like wind through glass caves. Verification complete. All data accurate to 99.97% certainty. The AI responded in its maddeningly neutral tone. Zethka's internal light dimmed, the equivalent of a human rubbing their temples. The report detailed a world designated as Terra, inhabited by a species that had recently achieved interstellar communication capabilities. What troubled her wasn't the planet itself, but the complete disconnect between the Galactic Hazard Database and the transmissions they'd intercepted from the planet's surface. According to their long-established classifications, Terra was a death world of the highest order. The planet's surface was scarred by over 1,500 active volcanic systems, with supervolcanic calderas that had previously triggered mass extinction events. The atmospheric composition indicated regular ash clouds that should have made surface habitation impossible. Seismic activity suggested constant ground instability. By all rational measures, intelligent life should have fled this world eons ago, if it had ever managed to evolve at all. Yet the intercepted transmissions painted an entirely different picture. Zethka opened the first file with a mixture of scientific curiosity and dread. The image that materialized showed two humans, bipedal carbon-based lifeforms, standing mere meters from an active lava flow. They were smiling. One held a small device pointed at themselves while molten rock, heated to over 1,200 degrees Celsius, bubbled cheerfully in the background. The attached data packet contained what appeared to be a message. Honeymoon at Kilauea, #blessed, #lava life, #hot date. Computer, explain the meaning of these symbols, Zethka requested, highlighting the strange markings. Analysis indicates these are hashtags, a form of social media categorization used by humans to group related content. Blessed appears to indicate contentment or gratitude. Lava life seems to be a portmanteau combining lava and life, suggesting positive association with molten rock. Hot date appears to be wordplay referencing both thermal conditions and social bonding activities. Zethka's luminescence flickered, the equivalent of blinking rapidly. She opened the next file. This transmission showed a group of young humans positioned on the rim of an active volcanic crater. Steam and sulfurous gases rose around them, yet they appeared to be consuming some form of heated food substance directly above the thermal vent. The message read, "Nothing beats volcano-grilled marshmallows. Nature's Oven FTW #extreme camping #volcano adventure #toasted. Computer, what is the atmospheric sulfur dioxide concentration at this location? Approximately 2,000 parts per million, lethal, to most known species within minutes of exposure. And the humans are eating? Affirmative. They appear to be using the volcanic heat source for food preparation. The next several files continued the pattern. Humans swimming in naturally heated pools just kilometers from active magma chambers. Humans celebrating something called volcano boarding, apparently sliding down volcanic ash slopes on primitive wooden planks. Humans conducting what they termed lava tours, approaching active flows with nothing more than basic protective equipment that wouldn't protect a consortium citizen from a mild solar flare. One transmission particularly caught Zethka's attention. It showed an elderly human female, gray-haired and frail by their species standards, standing on an observation platform overlooking a massive volcanic crater. The thermal signature indicated surface temperatures that should have been instantly lethal. Yet the human's expression suggested profound peace and contentment. Her message simply read, "Retirement goal achieved. Move to Hawaii to watch the Earth make new land every day. Thank you, Pele, for this daily miracle." Computer, who or what is Pele? Cross-referencing human cultural databases. Pele appears to be a mythological figure in human religion, specifically, a goddess associated with volcanoes, fire, and creation. Humans appear to have developed spiritual connections to volcanic activity. Zethka's internal processes struggled to comprehend this information. In her species' cultural framework, volcanoes represented chaos, destruction, and death. They were forces to be avoided, neutralized, or fled from. The idea of revering them, let alone seeking them out for recreational purposes, challenged every evolutionary instinct she possessed. She opened her communication channel to the Galactic Survey Council. "This is Ambassador Zethka. I need to file an anomaly report regarding species designation 7834B. Proceed with your report, Ambassador. The species inhabiting Terra appears to have developed an unusual relationship with Class 5 geological hazards. They seem to actively seek proximity to what we classify as catastrophic volcanic events. Not only do they survive this exposure, they appear to derive pleasure from it." A pause. "Ambassador, please verify your data. No known species exhibits such behavior." "Data, verified multiple times. I'm transmitting the evidence files now." Minutes passed as the council reviewed her findings. Finally, the response came. "Ambassador Zethka, we've reviewed your submissions. Council directive is to immediately reclassify humans as a class unknown species pending further investigation. This level of environmental adaptation falls outside our current understanding of biological limitations." Zethka acknowledged the directive and returned to the transmission files. The more she studied them, the more she realized that humans hadn't simply adapted to volcanic environments. They had found ways to thrive in them, celebrate them, even find beauty in them. Perhaps most remarkably, the humans seemed entirely unaware that their behavior was exceptional. Their transmissions contained no indication that they viewed their volcanic activities as unusual or particularly brave. They appeared to consider proximity to lethal geological forces as routine recreational activity. As Zethka filed her final report, she found herself adding a personal note. "Recommendation for future contact protocols. Exercise extreme caution when classifying human environments as safe or dangerous." This species appears to have fundamentally different definitions of both terms. What they consider vacation destinations, we classify as natural disasters. She paused, then added one final line. "Perhaps we should reconsider who the actual aliens are in this scenario."